Now, brands only matter when people live and breathe them day in, day out. So I want to invite you to join us and join in with our customer obsession. Like the best brands, if we make ourselves really stand out, our customers will come back to us time and time again. And even more of the best talent will want to join the organisation. Get this right and it's a virtuous circle. And with the challenges we're facing as a business, this is now more important than ever. So let's take a look at what's happened so far. Well, first off was creating the obsession, and hundreds of people were involved, from execs to our Bright Sparks to our BATS or brand activation teams from each region. And then in September came the launch to senior leaders at a conference in Madrid. For this launch, we wanted to show that the obsession is different. This brand, the RSA brand, has the potential to go deep, really deep, and to impact everything we do. Importantly, we started to think about and show how brands, when they're done well, aren't just about logos and nice adverts. They stretch across all areas of a business like RSA, which is why we're using the 4-box model to guide us. And I'm pleased to say that our senior leaders really got the obsession and got right behind it. They gave it a ringing endorsement and a huge thumbs up.
I manage claims in Canada, so the customer obsession piece to me is what we try to do every day. So to have this formalized and to have it group-wide as a massive initiative is just absolutely music to my ears.
If we don't crack the customer code, if we don't get it into all our staff across the world, we will not win tomorrow. So it is absolutely essential. We are right on it.
Very inspiring, exciting, lots of ideas that I can take back to my own business. So yeah, it's been great so far.
What's great is that this isn't just a big central group initiative. It's becoming an obsession that all of our businesses are grasping and running with, which is brilliant to see. Now, launching the movement has been one thing, but this obsession is about action. It's about embedding this obsession into everything we do, including all of our plans and business strategies right across the group. We've had teams already starting to do this. And on December the 18th in London, people came together to show these plans at the Brand Steering Committee. And not just to people at group here in GCC, no, but actually regions and functions as well. It's so exciting to see their activation plans of how they are making a real commitment for what they're now going to start doing to bring the customer obsession to life.
Brilliant to see that people are really getting behind the new customer obsession, that we've got some real excitement and some momentum building upon it.
Well, I thought it was great. I was really excited about the fact that lots of things are already underway. This isn't the start of a journey. I'm also loving the idea that the functions are involved.
I think the thing that stands out for me is everybody's really been thinking hard about how they're making the connection back to the customer, whether you're sat in finance, in risk, or just the whole Canadian business. So the way people have gone about it, the energy and the thought that's been put in is brilliant.
And this movement is off the starting blocks and it's gathering real momentum. And last time, back in 2008, we made some progress with our brand, but it didn't go as far as it could or should do. It didn't drive meaningful change that impacted our end customer experience. This time, it needs to be different. We need to make our brand come to life through our expectations. Brands are living, breathing things. They are delivered by their people. It's what you do and what I do every day that will make the difference. In how you act with your colleagues and how they see you act. And how you use the obsession to guide what you deliver, both your plans and your everyday experience. So let's make this time different. Let's keep together this momentum rolling. Join us, join in. Hi guys, as you know, what we need everyone to do is to focus on making our expectations happen. But before we do all that, there's a really key question we need to ask right now, and that's why bother? Especially at this moment, with the challenges we now face as a group. You could ask yourself, does brand really matter so much anymore? Aren't there more important things to focus on? To help answer all of this, let me first explain how we developed our brand strategy. Last time, our brand strategy was developed separately from our business strategy, something of an afterthought. And there's a real danger with this, that the brand and its powerful role in the business isn't fully used to help a business like ours deliver its results. The good news is this time we've developed our brand strategy hand in hand with our business strategy, working closely with the strategy team. Now I want to briefly explore the link between the customer obsession and a couple of big themes that are in our global business strategy to show why the two are so connected. Let's start with organic growth, and by that I mean profitable, strong organic growth. This is really important at the moment when capital is in short supply. Critically, organic growth requires less capital than inorganic or acquisition-led growth. Organic growth, though, is more difficult than just buying companies to grow. But if you get it right, it really demonstrates real, powerful competitive advantage. So much so, it's valued more highly by investors in the market. This is where our brand, the customer obsession, comes in. It's a lot easier to drive organic growth if you have a strong, powerful, distinctive brand. A strong brand helps build long-term relationships with customers, so we get to know them inside out. We actively anticipate their needs and get them coming back to us time and time again. And importantly, they recommend us to friends, family, and colleagues. Brands drive huge value, but they've got to be done in the right way. Our brand has to give us a distinct, unique advantage, something that sets us apart from all other insurers, something other insurers can't claim, but only we can. And this is where another strategic theme comes through, and that's being special. It's using our brand to get real cut-through and real differentiation. I want you to see this. It shows the Interbrand Global 100 brands by sector. Companies on this really powerful list get at least a 20 to 30% increase in market value. That's huge. This is real value. It's a big prize. But I've got a question and a challenge for you. Where do you think insurers are on this list? How many do you think grace the top 100? Have a quick think, shout it out. Have you thought? Have you got the answer? Well, sadly, the answer is just 2. That's right, 2, and they're right down at the bottom. Now, the brand was developed before we faced the very real challenges we face right now as a group. So the question you may well still be asking is whether all of the brand work, customer obsession, and the new expectations are still relevant today. Or rather than just me answering that question, this is what Martin Cicluna, our new executive chairman, has said recently on the obsession, speaking to a global WebEx. This is what Martin had to say. I'm definitely a big fan of the customer obsession program. When I saw it at the Leaders Conference in Madrid, I was hugely impressed with the work being done and with the professional attitude and the enthusiasm of the people involved in creating it. I've spent 34 years in client service, so customer obsession I live by on an absolutely daily basis. And it is my personal view that I expressed at my first board meeting in January that we need to be much, much more obsessed about our customers. And his view on the importance of the obsession at this time has also been supported and endorsed by other RSA Group exec members too.
Well, the customer obsession is absolutely critical to the future of RSA. I think any great organisation starts with the customer at the centre and then builds its strategy, propositions outside of that.
We discussed quite early on in the process what happens now with customer obsession, and the debate was over in an instant. Isn't it unanimous? We go ahead with this exactly as we always planned. And I think, you know, it's as important, if not more important to us as ever.
We've obviously got to keep our eye on the short term and on some of the concerns we've got at the moment, but we've also got to look to the future and to what we're going to be delivering to customers.
I think obviously there are challenges at the moment, but we can't get away from the fact that I think truthfully customer has not been our strongest play. And I think if we're truly going to differentiate our propositions to our customers and make a difference, not just be a prize play, we've got to put all our effort and engagement into this.
I think when any business is facing the sort of challenges that we're facing, ensuring that you continue to focus on your customers is really important. In many ways, being customer obsessed is more critical now than it ever has been.
For me, the customer obsession is fundamental to RSA. Customers create value in a business. To actually obsess about that is obsessing about creating value, which is what RSA needs to do going forward.
Getting this obsession right is going to be a hugely important part of putting RSA back on track and building the RSA of tomorrow. Now, as you'd expect, given our current very real cost challenges, 2014 isn't going to be the year for big brand spending or huge business investments. But we can still drive a heck of a lot of change in all of the 4 boxes, particularly people and culture. Now, we didn't get this right last time, but this time we've something much clearer to work with, something I'm hugely passionate about, and that's our new expectations. And this doesn't cost money to get right. It just needs commitment and focus from every single one of us. And I believe, given current challenges, this is something worth getting behind. And I hope you agree. There really has never been a greater need to be customer obsessed. And getting our expectations embedded is the biggest thing we can all do to make this happen in 2014. And getting that right, of course, is down to all of us, starting today.